There are four things I want to talk about from today's news that I found interesting. First is around the integration of ChatGPT and Walmart. And this is a phenomenal news and a shift in the way consumers or we will buy products. Earlier, we used to go to the physical stores, and then the websites were representations of the physical stores where products were organized by different categories. With ChatGPT, the ability of ChatGPT to understand the language, the context, needs will provide more personalized products, and it will provide richer multimedia experience where not only it can recommend products but it may be able to create the specific product video or advertisements on the fly for a consumer of one, which is a significant shift. The second news I found interesting is around electric vehicle transition. It was a done deal that because of various regulatory uh, frameworks within uh, Western countries, specifically in US and EU, there was a clear pathway to decarbonize the transportation and have majority of the passenger vehicles as a net zero by 2035 or 2050, different target, different pathways. But with recent uh, regulatory changes, which are driven by the change in the workforce dynamics, also the geopolitical risk associated with supply chain and lack of uh, network from consumer perspective for the charging of the batteries. And most importantly, the critical enabler of the transition is the cost per kilowatt hour, which is still higher than what the EV industry would like it to be to make it a runaway success. So I think we should be watching for the cost per kilowatt hour, which would be driven by the changes in the chemistry and other advancement in battery technology. And second, we should be watching about the political landscape in terms of the geopolitical updates and the policy environment. The third news I found interesting was around the supply side of the AI, where BlackRock recently acquired stakes in a privately held AI data center provider. In I think this encapsulate the underlying narrative that the AI data center demand is going to be significantly higher than what we have currently. So you can see that the hyperscalers are also investing in the AI infrastructure themselves. And at the same time, the frontier labs such as OpenAI uh, and XAI, they are building their own vertically integrated data centers specifically for AI workloads. Uh, and at the same time, we have these neo clouds, which are AI native clouds, such as the deal that BlackRock made, as well as CoreViews or Corso. These are new data centers, and what I found interesting is that apart from the hyperscaler and the AI labs, the demand for these neo clouds is still strong. So it will be worth to watch where the consumption will happen, whether from the AI lab or from the enterprises itself. Finally, the news I found interesting is on the uh, applications of semiconductors for the rest of the economy. Semiconductor industry has typically been very cyclical based on demand for PCs or other consumer electronics. In what the report said is that there is a lack of demand, specifically driven by the EVs not selling as much as they forecasted, as well as other consumer electronics and um, overall like a lack of demand in other aspect of the semiconductor uh, value chain. So it will be interesting to watch where this leads. Thank you for listening.